What's going on, guys? Raymond Lou here from Supreme 6. As you can see on this week's Minute Monday, I'm shooting right out of my home office. I hope everyone is doing well, keeping safe, staying home, practicing self-isolation, proper hygiene, and social distancing. Many of you know me as a realtor who help clients buy and sell real estate, but what some of you may not know is that I'm also an investor, landlord who happen to own and manage over 65 rental units. So I thought I'd take the time to reach out today to provide both landlords and tenants some insight, particularly on the residential side, just during these times of uncertainty. Of course, if you're a tenant watching this, you might be thinking to yourself, what's the big deal? Just do the right thing and not make your tenants pay rent. As much as landlords want to offer this to their tenants, the reality of the fact is that the second tenants stop paying rent, landlords won't be able to keep the property running. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 4 practical steps you could take as a landlord if and when tenant approaches you telling you that they can't pay rent. So number 1, sympathize and listen. As a landlord, you have to sympathize for your tenants. Understand that these are chaotic and unprecedented times that they're going through. I mean, after all, it's very scary waking up not having a job to go to. So as a landlord, and if you're in this business for the long haul, I suggest you be proactive and reach out to the tenants and listen to what they have to say. And remember, sympathize and put yourself in their shoes. And finally, let them know that we are in this together. Number 2, communicate to your tenants that rent still needs to be paid. Many landlords operate the rental properties like every other business. The moment, rent stops coming in, these businesses cannot survive. The media has been quick to identify, how landlords can simply just pick up their phone, call up their banks to defer the mortgages. Unfortunately, many landlords do not qualify for this mortgage deferral simply because it's a rental property. So what does that mean? It just simply means that mortgages still has to be paid. And fortunately, those who do qualify have to emphasize the fact that this is just a deferral. At the end of the day, the payment still has to be made. The payment does not disappear. It is still owed. Just owed, not right now. So once you have a chance to communicate with the tenants, let them know that rent needs to be paid. Number 3 is then to tell them that not paying the rent will have consequences for both the tenant and yourself, the landlord. To be honest, eviction is the last thing that is on my mind as a landlord, simply because I treat my real estate business like any other business. And in the real estate business, your tenants are your clients. What must be understood is that even though courts are not processing evictions at this point in time, they will be as soon as the courts open up again. It's just a matter of when. This means that any unpaid rent in the months following the pandemic will have consequences for the tenants. As for landlords, the consequences of not receiving the rent simply means that they will lose their home. Give your tenant options. You've explained the situation to your tenant, now's the time to give them answers to help them through this hardship. One option is to keep an eye out for all the different government financial assistance programs that are being offered to those who have lost their job during the COVID-19. So be on the lookout for the most up-to-date information and keep your tenants informed. So another option would be to get your tenant to pay with a credit card, then offer to pay off any fees associated with using the credit card. Third option would be to allow your tenants to spread their payments over a few months, no different than an installment plan. Of course, this is something I would proactively introduce to my tenants unless they are having financial difficulties and hardships. So chances are, if they can't pay all the rent, the tenants can at least pay some rent. Say if rent was $1,500 a month and all they can afford is $300 per month, then you could spread out that payment over the span of 5 months. I know this is a difficult time, but I want all landlords and tenants to know that you're not in this alone. We must all work together to get through this as a community. I hope this video helped in sharing with you just some of the strategies that I'll be using with my own personal rental portfolio and potential rent issues that may arise. And if you're doing something completely different, great. In fact, I encourage you to share with everyone so we can learn from it just by simply commenting down below. This is the only way we can help each other, both as landlords and tenants, to get through these tough times. One thing is for certain is that we all come out stronger from this. So thanks for tuning in. That's it for this week's Minute Monday. Be well and be safe.